I'm on my way to a service call, and I've got a few minutes extra before the service call starts. And I thought I could wait in the parking lot, or I could drive a couple minutes down the road and wait and kill some time in this kind of scenery. And this, man, this is amazing. I mean, take a look at this. I'm going to point this camera up a little more here. But just that watercolor and everything. Man, I love it. It is, look at this water back here. You can see the rock formations and the coral and stuff in there. And I just want to, change into swim trunks and put on a mask and a snorkel and go jump in and just wander around. There's so much to love and enjoy about Hawaii and about Maui, about anywhere that you are. I know here there's so much, and Maui especially, it is just in your face. It's like you have to work hard to avoid beautiful scenery and beautiful vistas and just things to really soak in and enjoy, and just the air and the, whatever it is. And it's not as easy in other places, but also it's not as hard sometimes as we think. It doesn't have to be some big field trip, some big excursion to get to some spot. There are parks and there are views and there are little nooks and stuff all over the place. And yeah, definitely some places are harder than others, but theoretically, if you're in a different area, you've moved there because maybe not just because of a job, but you're located where you are because there's something that you liked about it. I hope so anyway. If not, that's a tough one. Yeah, thanks to our vehicles, it makes it easier to get to something, even if it's, a little bit of a distance that we can enjoy after work, during lunch, or on a weekend or whatever. And it is so worth it. Every time sometimes I think, like today, I've got 20 minutes or so to kill. I'll just sit in the parking lot, and I could doom scroll, or I could take a little nap, or just whatever. I could fill that time, make a phone call. But also, I've got the option, and I'm trying to exercise more and more. Okay, I've got a few minutes. Let me just go a short distance to what's in sight. And even that, sometimes I pass by this area here all the time, and I don't tend to stop. There are other spots I stop for different reasons. And so to just pull over here in this little, there's several little picnic tables underneath little roofs, where people can stop and have their picnic and just enjoy stuff. And people tend to do that later in the day, I think, over here on this side, just because the sunset would be right here behind me and such. But also on the weekends or just whenever. And here's a nice shady spot right next to the water, which is so stinking enjoyable. And I don't need some big grandiose park. I don't need some big hike. I don't need to be in the water just to sit down. Even if I got just a few feet of something to just sit and enjoy the waves coming in. Look at this. It is just, it's just yummy, isn't it? And it doesn't take very much of it. Just the sound, the smell, the feel, the essence of it. It just feeds the soul. It just, I don't know. I'd be really curious to have, all the electrodes hooked up and stuff where you could see what it does to heart rate, to blood pressure, to, tensions and stress, and how the brain is dealing with things and all that stuff. And just, what muscles are relaxing and all that kind of stuff. But I feel that I can probably safely say all those positive effects are all happening. It's, it'd be hard for it not to, right? So anyway, I'm really thankful for this today, and just to have a few minutes. And I've got to pack it up here in a second and get on over there, so I'm not late for my appointment. But I thought my day was going to be a little more run. But I ended up being a little bit ahead time this morning, so I am okay with that. And I am okay with this. So if you can, find you something like this, anything like this. I thought it was going to come wash over me for a second there. But find you some little getaway, even if it's something as simple as going to Home Depot or Lowe's or Walmart or some nursery and hanging out with the plants, or going to a little museum or a little gazebo somewhere in some little park nearby. There's so many ways to enjoy things. And even if it's just, going over to some little park and sitting on the swing set or something like that. That kind of stuff is so good for us. Any way that we can kind of break out of the adult responsibility stuff and get into more of a child mode where we're just immersing, enjoying, playing, boy, it makes a difference. Anyway, I'll shush. I got to run. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll catch you later.